person I want to introduce is Alex Scott. She's 4 years old. She's very popular for the lemonade stand that we all have told our kids to be doing and using to be motivated as an entrepreneur. Her journey started when she was diagnosed with cancer. She was only 4 years old. She wanted to give back something to the society, knowing that she will not be able to be there to see the journey fulfill. All she did was she started selling lemonades, which funded a lot of cancer cure for youngsters. This journey is very personal to me. My daughter actually went to the school where Alex used to be a student, and it was very community-based unity that we kind of promoted this this occasion for kids to learn entrepreneurship too. Today we sell, products from Alex's pencils to erasers to events for running. There are so many things that we do with Alex, but in her name. But this was a vision that she had, and she was a social entrepreneur. Here is the driver for Alex. Her entrepreneurship idea was driven by a social cause. And let's take a few moments to take a look at her journey.
This is a story about a brave little girl.
She had pretty blue eyes and a head full of curls.
She's amazing from the day she was born.
When you looked in her eyes, and they're the brightest blue.
Hi, my name is Alex.
Something was wrong. She was not well. Things were not
right. Her parents could tell.
About 9 months on, I thought there was something wrong with her.
I feel bad.
You feel bad?
The doctor looked her over and said she is sick.
Alex had a disease called neuroblastoma. It's a very rare cancer.
Alex was brave and strong and tough, but still the medicine wasn't enough.
I feel good.
You feel good?
I feel bad sometimes.
We knew the reality of neuroblastoma and that she probably would not survive.
What can I do to help myself and others too?
And then she said, I'm going to have my lemonade stand.
And there was cookies and there was lemonade.
And there was pizza. I raise money
For what?
cancer research.
Best lemonade in town.
Thank you.
They waited in line, the young and the old.
People just kept coming and coming. It was unbelievable.
You want two? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone wondered how Alex's story would end.
Nothing prepares you at all. It's harder than you would ever think.
But it feels like your heart is broken.
If more kids would help, wouldn't it be great? We could
Have lemonade stands in every state.
Thank you very much.
Just a donation, yep.
Liz and I thought that probably the lemonade stand would just go away.
But it took off completely and stands started popping up all over the place.
We sold lemonade and made $300. We raised a total of $500.
We raised $53.
They had raised lots of money for the cure that was needed.
To me, it is astonishing what a 4-year-old created that has helped literally keep my son alive.
A couple of the chemotherapies I've been on probably never would have been created without her.
We would just thank her from the bottom of our hearts.
It's helping people.
Alex and a lot of other angels are rooting for us.
I think her legacy is, it's hope.
When life gives you lemons, make lemonade.
வாட் இஸ் பிஸ்னஸ்? நிறைய விஷயம் இருக்குங்க ஒரு ஹியூமனோட ப்ராப்ளத்தை சால்வ் பண்ணுறது அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. இப்போ ரீசெண்ட் ட்ரெண்டை பேஸ் பண்ணி நீங்கள் மர்ஜ் பண்ணுறப்ப தட் பிஸ்னஸ் வில் டேக் எ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைமென்ஷன். இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா யூடியூபர்ஸ் அப்படின்னு ஒரு புது கான்செப்ட் சுற்றிட்டு இருக்காங்க. when you google it you will find it. How much YouTubers are making? YouTubers are making millions of dollars அப்படின்னு நிறைய படிப்பீங்க. பட் millions of dollars அவங்க எப்போ பண்ணுறாங்க? நிறைய வருஷம் ஒர்க் பண்ணி அவங்களே அந்த விஷயத்தை செதுக்கி நிறைய கற்றுக்கிட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் மில்லியன்ஸ் ஆஃப் டாலர்ஸ் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ தே ஹேவ் டு கிராஸ் தி அப்ஜெக்ஷன்ஸ். அதனையும் தாண்டி தான் அவங்க பண்ணுறாங்க. ஸோ அதனால் யூ ஹேவ் டு சூஸ் யுவர் பிஸ்னஸ் ஐடியா where you can withstand all those objections so that you can move forward. That is the key. So let us take few examples. அவங்க எப்படி அந்த பிஸ்னஸ் ஐடியாவை டிஸ்கவர் பண்ணாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத இந்த வீடியோஸ் பார்த்து நம்ம வருவோம்.
I'm joined today by Tony Shea. He's the CEO of Zappos.com. Tony, thanks for coming in. Great to see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us, for some of our viewers who may not be quite so familiar with Zappos, I mentioned off camera that I'm a sneaker junkie and a big fan of the site, but tell us how you started Zappos and what the site is all about.
Well, our founder, Nick, was actually walking around a mall in San Francisco in 1999 looking for a pair of shoes. And he went to one store and they had his style but not the right color. And then he went to another store and they had the right color but not the right size. And he basically spent the next hour walking around the mall and eventually went home empty-handed and frustrated.
I've done that myself, yeah.
And so he went online and tried to find the same pair of shoes and couldn't find them either. But the other thing he noticed in his online search was that while there are a lot of mom and pop shops selling online, there really was no equivalent of, at that time, in Amazon for shoes. And so since it was 1999 and people were starting internet companies left and right, he decided to start an online shoe store. And that's kind of how Zappos was
born.
Yeah.
You mentioned the founding in the late 90s. How did you survive the tough times that sort of got all the other .coms?
It was very, very hard getting funding, and we actually didn't get funding from any traditional VCs. There were some friends and family, and it was very difficult and stressful at that time, but I think in retrospect it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because it really forced us to do things more efficiently. It really forced us to focus more on the customer.
So my name is Esther. I own Read It and Eat. Read It and Eat is a culinary bookstore in Lincoln Park. It's part bookstore, part event space. So we do a ton of events and experiences around the books that we have in the store. So we bring in authors and our authors do demos and talk about their books. And then we do book signings as well. I moved to Chicago in 2011. And I didn't really know anyone except for some of my work colleagues. And so I signed up for a cooking class with the Alliance Française. And I met a lady who actually now teaches with us, but she is the resident chef at the Alliance Française. She does a ton of cooking classes. She takes people on tours to Paris and Provence. And so I went on one of her tours. She takes you to markets, and she takes you to restaurants, and she takes you to little businesses that are food related. And one place she took us to was a culinary bookstore. And so I was very enamored with that. I didn't realize that people dedicated an entire business just to books and food and drink. That very evening I sat down and did some research to see what we had in Chicago, and there was no such business. Initially I thought I wanted just to be a book operations, a bookstore, and just have that as our operations like the bookstore in Paris. But as we talked about what can we do to add something that would bring in a different experience that would give us a little bit more of a competitive advantage to bring in revenue that was higher margin. The idea of a kitchen came into play because then we can use it for different formats and different events and run multiple types of events. I kind of jumped into it and we opened in May 2015. Everybody says, build it and people will come. I think it's build it, you hustle a lot, and then people will come.
வீடியோஸை பார்த்தீங்களா? எவ்வளோ அழகாக அந்த விஷயத்தை ஆராய்ச்சி பண்ணி they have discovered and they stick to that. அதெல்லாம் சாதாரண விஷயம் இல்லைங்க. அவங்களுக்கும் நம்மளுடைய பாராட்டுகள் தெரிவிப்போம். நீங்களும் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணுவீங்க. ப்ளீஸ் கண்டினியூ யுவர் ஜர்னி. உங்கள் மனசில் எந்த ப்ராப்ளம் கனெக்ட் ஆகுதோ, எதுக்கு நீங்கள் சொல்யூஷன் எடுக்க முடியும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்களோ அதை தேர்ந்தெடுங்க. That is what is going to help you to win this competition.
Great ideas are everywhere, by the thousands, and they're right in plain sight. You just haven't programmed your brain to see them. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to find countless quality business ideas. Here are all the tools you need: a pen, a notepad, and a working brain. Let's start with a quick exercise. Look at all the circles in this video and try to find as many red circles as you can in the next 3 seconds. Ready, set, go. So, how many blue circles do you see? Your brain only sees what you program it to look for. Since you were looking for red circles, your brain automatically ignored the blue ones because you weren't looking for them. The same thing happens with your idea brain. Unless you know what you're looking for, ideas become invisible to most people. But that's about to change. By the time this video ends, you'll be seeing ideas everywhere you go. Okay, wise guy. So, how do I find ideas? If you pay close attention, you'll notice that in essence, most, if not all businesses, have something in common. They all solve a problem, a need, a frustration, or they make an existing product better. Amazon took the frustration of ordering online and they made it simple. Google looked at Yahoo and they made a better product. In order to find great ideas, you need to train your mind to see opportunities and frustrations, needs that aren't being met, and find things that can be made better. The secret is to pay attention to your surroundings and notice opportunities. Start with your personal life. Have you ever felt frustrated about something? Do you ever wish there was a better way? Chances are you're not the only one feeling this way. Your job as an entrepreneur is to find problems and create solutions. Look for people saying things like, I hate, how do I, this sucks, I don't like, I need help, I can't find, I'm frustrated, I wish there was. Find solutions to these complaints and you got yourself a business. Here is exactly what to do. Carry a small notepad and a pen, or use your phone if you want, to write down 10 ideas every single day. Force your brain to look at your surroundings and find problems, needs, or potential improvements to already existing products, and write down 10 every single day. It doesn't matter how dumb or simple the problem or idea might sound, just write it down. Your friend complaining about how he hates using Excel for work because he doesn't know how to use it? Why not create a course that teaches people how to use Excel and sell it to all those people feeling frustrated? Or maybe you go to a conference and you hear a realtor talking about how he has no way of showing his international clients the potential properties other than by boring pictures. Well, why not use existing technologies like 3D scanning to create an interactive, visual, and professional way for realtors to show their properties? Like I said, it doesn't matter how stupid something might sound. The trick is to build up your idea muscles like a bodybuilder works on his body. With some practice, you'll notice that you start seeing ideas everywhere you go. Eventually, you'll find an idea that gets you incredibly excited. You'll feel it in your gut, and you'll wake up the next day anxious to get started. Those are the type of ideas that you need to look further into. Have fun with this.
One of my friends found a product which was, of course, nobody thought it's possible, but he started looking at a very simple solution, and it's a patented waiting for a patent, so I cannot talk too much about it, but this is something which is a day-to-day activity that people think can be done in 10 minutes. It doesn't make much of a difference. But if you look at multiple instances of the 10 minutes that's needed to create that, instead of that, if there's a product that can be available, which can be plugged in right away, then it makes a big difference. So saving these small chunks of time for people on a regular basis could be by itself a big money spinner for anybody. So these are the things that we need to look at. And when you have something that you see as a challenge, and if you're very, very passionate about solving that problem, then get into that as a business, take it as a business idea and run with it.
Remember, there are hundreds of kids who are going to participate in this contest. So you have to take this seriously and invest your time in building your idea and taking it to the next step. Good luck.